It was called, in the article, the final word in design and speed. And you talk about cars with canopies and aerodynamics. This car was so far ahead of its time, so on the cutting edge. And it was also mentioned in the magazine, in National Dragster in 1964, they said, this team and their ingenious ideas have now become a roaring reality, which is amazing when you get that kind of compliment. The team, both with Ed and Roy and Doug Butler, put together that race car. They won the America's Most Beautiful Competition car at the Oakland Roadster Show, the first year they had it in 1957. So you talk about a car that looked good and ran well, but was the epitome of what the sport of drag racing was like back then. The car was damaged in the fire and then rebuilt. Ed had passed away on August 5th of this year, another tragic loss. Knew that he was being honored by the drag racing community here. But it's a funny line that he had. People talk about finding these cars, the barn finds, and you know, we tracked this car down. He said the car was stored in his garage, and then Ed corrected everybody and said, stored wasn't exactly the right word. It was parked, because the kids and the grandkids played on it. It was buried under toys, go-karts, lawn chairs, and cardboard boxes. Thank God they kept it around, because it is such a great part of the sport of drag racing. Featured in Hot Rod Magazine's 25th anniversary, they actually reconstructed the car, took it back out, Ed took a spin in it, never thought they would ever take a ride in that car again. Of course, they never thought they'd get it out of the garage again, for goodness sakes, let alone driving it again. But that was a great moment. I'm sure it meant a lot to Ed. Ladies and gentlemen, accepting on behalf of the team, Ed's son, Ed Jr., Ed Jeremy, Roy Cortopassi, and Doug Butler. Ladies and gentlemen, for the great Last Slipper team, come on up, guys. Come on up. If you get a chance to go out and take a look at it, just a spectacular piece of craftsmanship from back in the day. Doug, it was just so great for you guys to bring that car down there. Tell us a little bit about what it did between the years when it was under the boxes and when it got reconstructed.
Well, there's four kids that played in it. You'd have to ask this one here. He's the oldest. You know, it's a funny thing, Bob, because when Hot Rod Magazine pulled that car out of the garage, took it down, put a Edelbrock motor in it, and didn't time the car, but made some passes, estimated the speed 150 miles an hour or so. Could that have started the nostalgia program as we know it today? We were then asked in 1981 to, Ed was contacted to, could we bring the car out to Fremont? I believe it was Fremont. So I put a motor together, carbureted motor, and we took it to Fremont and ran it again. And from there it took off. We put other motors. We had sold our motor. We had a blown motor in it when we quit racing it. It had 173 miles an hour, had Baylands. And I told Ed, this is the fast this car should go. And we decided that that was it. We raised our families. The Cortopassis had 4 children. I had 4 children, plus 2 stepchildren that we raised. And then in 1981, we brought the car out, as I said. 83, we restored it, repainted it, and the rest is history.
And of course, is also known as Mr. Tile. There aren't many guys who have the pictures on the front of National Dragster on the National Tile Monthly. I guess there's a National Tile Monthly or something like that. So tell us a little bit about the families involved with the car over the years and how you managed to keep it.
Well, you know, fortunately, at one time the car Harris was interested in buying the car for their museum. My mom was adamant that it not be sold because Dad had been gone so much driving that car and racing it that it was going to sit in the car and rot, in the garage and rot. Unfortunately for her, you know, the nostalgia movement came out, and we had a lot of fun for a lot of years with that car. I mean, we really did.
And how did the name of the car come about?
You know, maybe Roy can answer that question.
Yeah.
Brother Roy?
Yeah. My wife, even though she hated drag racing, somehow she,
Jeez, what a buzzkill that was. We'd like to thank you for stopping by, Roy.
Anyway, she said the car has to be made glass slipper because the shape of it is like a slipper when you really look at it. You know, so she said, and it has to be purple. Now, how she came about with all this, I don't know, but that was something. But I'd like to talk a little bit, if you got a few moments here, about the building of the car. It was like, we had built a few dragsters, an old Model T and a 34, and then we decided we were going to build this top fuel dragster. So we drew out some sketches, and the funny part about it is we didn't know what the length was going to be. We didn't know nothing about it. So we headed out to junkyards, pick up parts, headed out to a couple of speed parts, and picked up within 6 months or so, built a fiberglass body, and before you know it, we had this dragster that we were going to race top fuel, and it's going to cost us about $950.
Big money at the time.
Yeah, because I heard they cost a little more than that nowadays.
Just a tad.
And it was really, my brother and I both enjoyed doing it, but I know my brother's here in spirit, and I know that him and Doug Butler are the ones that kept the car going. I enjoyed building the car, but later on they kept the car in motion, and I give my brother a lot of credit.
And where's the car parked now? Where is it? Back in the garage with the kids playing on it?
No, the car right now, where the car's parked right now, it's out in the lobby.
Not at this moment. This is a chance for a good plug, boss. So when the car's not in the lobby, Roy, where is it?
I think it's in the NHRA museum.
Good answer. Good on the head.
A little story. We used to go up to Medford, Oregon, the White City track up there. Now that I think back about it, I remember that off the edge of the track there were ditches, no guardrails, nothing. But you know, we're in 55, 56, 57, and we didn't think about safety or those things in those days. But anyway, coming back, we go up on a Saturday, Friday night, race the 2 days, come back on have to be to work Monday morning, and we're coming back down to, we didn't have 5 then, you guys. We had 99, and that was a long trip up there. But anyway, here comes the red lights behind us. And we're pulled over the side of the road, and this highway patrolman walks up. He says, "What's this?" And he pulled us over to look at the car because he had never seen anything like that before. Now, I want to tell you this shirt, there's a little story here. This used to fit me. So I think we bought some shirts with bad material. So anyway, I want to thank again the Motorsports Museum for the opportunity we have to show the car and tell your friends it's a great place to see and a great place to be. We're sorry that the car has run its last piston stroke, which was in 2009. It made a great 8-mile pass. Sacramento Raceway. And we'll leave it at that. So, again, thank you for it.
Thank Joe and Troy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cornpasky brothers, Doug Butler and Les Slater. I just claimed his wife didn't look at the car and said, that looks like a bra. But then that'd be all. There we go. Have a nice day. One more time, the Glass Slipper team, ladies and gentlemen, the family two with us, the son, brother Roy, the brother. And Doug, don't feel bad. There are a lot of guys here that also bought ill-fitting shirts that they can't get into anymore, so you're not alone, brother. I mentioned earlier about the 2 cars out there in the lobby, and 2 cars that have just fantastic.